Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much, Heponwana, for that amazing Gibbon run. And also, Heponwana, thank you so much for donating those $30 for those 3 deaths that you had. And $4.01, which, by the way, puts us over $1,000 for the entire marathon. Thank you so much. We are well on our way to our final goal, and the event has only just started, so I'm very excited. That being said, we are ready for our next run, Spyro Year of the Dragon. Clockdistrict, take it away.
Hello, I'm Clocky, as you just heard. Thank you for the very nice introduction there, Beta. This is going to be SRT 3, 80%. Before I ramble on too much, we might as well get going in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so this is Spyro Trilogy, the beautiful remake of the classic 3 Spyro games that you all know from your childhood. This is Spyro 380, undoubtedly the best game in the entire trilogy. First thing to note, there's going to be 3 cutscenes as we come up here. There's the first one, the second one's coming up. These 2 you can skip like real quick and easy. If you want to do something really fun, if you have this game, you can skip this 3rd cutscene that's about to come up real quick. Quick game, continue, and then you'll get something called Sunset Springs. We won't show it off here because we want to go nice and fast, so wait a little bit. All right. So, there's 2 main collectibles in this. There's gems, which you see me getting, and there's an egg, which you see right here. There's 100 eggs that we need to get to be able to defeat the sorceress. There's a whole bunch of gems, that we need to get, and then we need a couple thousand. You see me do a couple of wall glides here. Sorry, this is a bit of a shaky start. Come on. I'm going to try and wall glide my way up here. Try again. I'm going to try and wall glide my way up here. We're going to try and wall glide my way up. Amy, please play nice. All right, we're going to try and wall glide our way up here. The 5th time. There we go. Beautiful. I'm trying to use my wall glides here, which I'll explain it a little bit to get myself up into a little bit of geometry. That's actually not how it looks. So the first level here we're going to go into is Sunny Villa. It's a beautiful little level. It's a little bit of a tutorial level. Try and, you know, teach you the movement of the game. We're going to do another wall glide. Basically, there's a bunch of curved surfaces that Spyro can actually glide on. Just like that. And he'll actually gain or maintain his height. Just like that. That's a beautiful demonstration right there. We'll get miles, and then we'll be on our way. There's only 3 eggs. Sorry, they wouldn't want to get here. The next egg of Ness is pretty chill. You just jump up here. It's going to be right around the corner. Also some nice little gems that I want to get around there. There we go. And then from here on out, it's just a little run straight to the end of the level. So, every level has an NPC. At the end of every level, you get the egg from said NPC by doing something that they need you to do. So, for instance, I need to liberate them of their captivity, just like that. I'll talk to Mayor Leo and he'll give me an egg. So, why is it so important that we get to the end of each level? Well, every NPC that's in each level actually unlocks the next homeworld for us. So we, at the bare minimum, need to get 100 eggs. We need to also get every NPC at the end of the level, which count towards that 100. So you get all of those guys, and then once you get to the last hub, we'll just race straight to 100 eggs. I'm going to skip over a little talk trigger there. I'm going to do another wall glide up there. Awesome. I'm going to go to our 2nd level Cloud Spires, but first we're going to talk to our friend Hunter. He's going to say, yo! I'm going to wait for him to go there. We're going to keep him there. We'll talk to him again a bit later, but we're going to go into Cloud Spires, which if you missed the wall glides, you're about to see another couple of wall glides. I'm going to hop over. I'm going to tap into the wall. Whoop, hang on. We're going to tap into the wall a couple of times like that. There we go. One thing to also notice is I'm playing this game at 30 FPS. I did a bit too much there. It's fine. Basically, the lower your FPS is, the higher Spyro jumps. So I want to make sure that my FPS is as low as possible, as close to 30 FPS as possible, so that I can get the maximum amount of jump height possible. Because we're going to see a lot of game-breaking things. Right now, I'm actually at the end of the level right here. Without 30 FPS, this is still build was a lot harder. So once again, we're going to do the end of the level egg. This isn't going to be the last egg that we're going to do. We're going to head to the left here. There's a nice little side area. There's 2 eggs. 2 eggs in here that are beautiful. The first one we're going to get in the super fly power-up. You can see a few power-ups throughout the game. There's 6 of these spirits. We just need to flame all of them. There's 5. And the 6th one's right there. There's a little thief there that you might have seen just off to the left. I have now set him up. You can see him off to the left there. We're going to get Jake. Shout out to Hoagie Pops, another runner of this game. We're going to try and trigger him, and then we're going to get him right there. Just intercept him. And then we've got one more egg at the end of... sorry, in this level. Her name is Stephanie. Stephanie's weird because she has a trigger box that only loads in once you defeat the enemy and then leave the area that her trigger box is in. So we're going to get this enemy that's over here. Just like that. Get Stephanie. Then we're out of the 2nd level, which is Idle Springs. Sorry, not Idle Springs. that's from Spyro 2. We leave Cloud Spires. Sorry, I've been on the Spyro 2 grind lately. Alright, so you might remember the start of the run. We talked to Hunter. Here he is. After we skip this cutscene, of course. There he is. Apparently he saw something in this cave. When I come over here, it's gonna be like, hey, I found this egg. So this cave, normally you'd go through, use another Superfly power-up to get, to actually get the 2nd egg that we got at the start of the run, the one that I struggled to skip with. I'm gonna talk to Rocky here. We got 10 eggs, so now we can open up this portal. There's an egg hiding behind this very inconspicuous rock. Thank you, game, for throwing my controls out of whack. So Molten Crater's a fun level. In the OG game, there's actually a really fun proxy you can do. We're not going to do it here, which is a bit unfortunate, but we are going to actually revisit this level later on. So we're not going to spend much time in this level. There's a couple of good gems in here. There's this one there. It's a 10 gem. There's this nice hidden egg behind here, Ricky. Let me grab that. Oh, that enemy got me. He never gets me. No! It's fine. That's fine. We'll just have to recover a bit of health later. We're just going to breeze past these enemies because we don't care about them. They have very low gems. Red is 1 gem. Green is 2 gems. Whoop. Purple, not blue, is 5 gems. Yellow is 10 gems. And if you ever see a pink gem, we want to get that because they're 25 gems. All right. And the next place we're going to head into, this is one of my favorite levels in the run, especially early game. We're going to be heading to Seashore Shore. But first, we have another sneaky little egg we're going to go grab. I've lost control. Hello? Hang on. Spyro? Oh, there we go. All right.
Spyro has grown sentient.
No, your controller will not control me today. Alright, now we have 14 eggs. We can go into Seashore Shore, which generally, casually does like the last level because you've worked your way all the way through these other levels. Alright. So Seashore Shore is pretty chill for the most part, except for this next area once we leave this water. It's a couple of nice little gems. Don't talk to us over here. Alright. So you're going to see me use my FPS jumps here. I'm going to get Jason. And we're going to do something called a perfect hover. Basically, it's the minimum amount of time that Spyro can be in the air before he hovers, just like that. We are going to take a nice little damage boost. And I'm going to use the next barrel here to just clip through the wall like that. There's one portal sitting right out here that is locked off to us. Because this is Sheila the kangaroo. If you saw me jump on that little cage at the side of the run, Sheila's currently locked in there. We don't unlock her until the end of this homeworld because, well, we don't really need her because the only time we play as her in this first homeworld is here, and we can just clip out of bounds to her. It's the only time that we use an out of bounds in this level, and it's one of the only portals that are actually available to us out of bounds, unlike the OG game, which has all of them out of bounds. So we're going to commit an act of counter-terrorism here, and we are going to get rid of these turrets so our SEAL friends can run in with some explosives. If you were like me as a kid, you might have thought, hey, you need to remove all of the stand blocks or the boxes, depending on which version you played. You don't. There's a little clocky fun tip there for you. You just have to get rid of the turrets, and that's it. And then there's a couple more rounds of the bend here. There we go. Alright, now we've got one of our favorite little mini-bosses. This is actually an optional egg. There's 5 eggs. There's a couple more that are debatable. But there's 5 eggs that you can basically choose between. This is the first one. His name's Bluto. He's a little mini-boss. I'm going to get in here. He's a bit RNG, so we're going to hope he either shoots us and then chases us or just chases us. Never mind. Alright, I want him to chase me and then go for ammo, but that's fine. I can get some hits on him while I'm here. That's fine. I just need to pick up a little bit more ammo. Now I just hope that he shoots me and then goes for ammo. There we go. There's the shooting. Is he going to go for ammo? Is there any ammo for him to get? Yes, there is. Never mind, it's my ammo. That's not great. I need him to pick it up. Come on, buddy. There we go. Alright, now that he's going for ammo, he's going to pick up a couple of boxes, so I can just sit here and just hammer and home. There we go. That's Bluto done. That was a pretty bad Bluto, but that's fine. It's a marathon. Who cares? Thank you, Spyro, for actually listening to my controller. So now we've got one of the easiest eggs in the run. We've got the tunnel. Tunnel's pretty chill, so Matt, if you have anything that you want to get out, please, the floor is yours for about a minute.
Absolutely. Just have something to read out here. To Write Love on Our Arms is a non-profit movement dedicated to presenting hope and finding help for people struggling with depression, addiction, self-injury, and suicide. Love on Our Arms exists to encourage, inform, inspire, and invest directly into treatment and recovery. So if you'd like to donate, you can simply type !donate in the chat. And so if you're willing and able to, that would be great. Every little bit helps. And yeah, please, if you have the means to do so, please get your donations in. It's a great cause.
Absolutely. All right, we're at Seashell Shore now. We've got 2 more levels before we're into the first boss fight. This next one they're heading to, this is the first of the 4 speedway levels that are in this game. It's the only one that we're going to do in the run, though, because the rest of them are pretty slow. And by the time we're able to do the other ones, we've pretty much got all the eggs and gems we need at that point anyway. There's a couple of good gems that I'm just missing. I'm going to pick up that one because I need that 10. I know I'm going to need that 10 because I know I'm going to be on the gems eventually. So here's Mushroom Speedway. There's 3 eggs in each speedway. There is the time trial, which we're doing now. These hitboxes on these rings are super big. I can technically go further, but I like to be a little bit on the safe side. And then I like to do a little bit of supercharge action, build it up, unlike the OG, which just gives you the max speed supercharge. I don't know why it does that. But yeah, there's the time trial, there's a certain hidden challenge from Hunter, which we're also going to do. And then there's also like a race, but the races take 2 to 3 minutes each, so they're really, really, really slow. These you can punch out in about a minute or so, like 1 or 2 minutes. Hunter challenges are pretty chill, but there's always just a better egg to go for. And finally, there's some butterflies. I'm sorry if you like butterflies. Feel free to look away. There we go. And there's all of them. Alright, we're going to restart the challenge, because if we turn around and follow the cliffside here, next mushroom we see, there'll be a funny little hunter friend here. Here he is. Alright, he's going to get in his plane, he's going to shoot down some UFOs. Got the 3rd one, nice. This is pretty chill. You just need to get the 7 sheep from the UFOs. There we go. Awesome, we got Tater. So we're going to do something really interesting. We're actually going to use something called a guidebook, which lets us, teleport. Mainly, tells us where... Ooh, wrong level. There we go. Mainly tells us, how much of all the collectibles we have, and it lets you go between places if you would like. So we're going to Molten Crater. I'm going to exit the level right there. You also might have noticed that my menuing is really fast when I exit the level. It's because the game actually remembers where you last were in a menu. So if I'm always exiting the level from the main menu, from the pause menu, even when you reset, if you pause and then quit, the game will always remember that you were on exit level, and you can pretty much just go straight out of the level really nice and quick. So Moneybags, he is a nice big scammer and he likes to take all that money, but we need a free Sheila. She's the first of 3 playable characters that we will free, and each one has their own little homeworld. Thanks. So here's this kangaroo. We've definitely never seen her before. This is the first time in the run we're seeing her. And all she has to do is just get these billy goats home. She's pretty cool. She has a kick. She also has a nice big jump ability that we can use to get up nice and high. This is going to be pretty chill. There's just a few gems around this corner here. Just make that jump there. So all 3 of these guys we need to get home. Well, okay, technically only 2 of them we need to get home, but we're going to get all 3 of them home because, you know, it's a free egg. Don't know why I got hit by that moose, but that's okay. And once we clear the enemies, these dudes will start moving forwards. Just going to wait for the second guy to come up. There we go. This third one's pretty interesting. There's going to be some Rhinox here. And they've got these little houses. They will actually spawn out of these. So we need to get these clear as fast as possible. The game intends you to like jump on top of them, but we can just get onto the window there. Nice and easy. I don't know if you saw it, but one of them just respawned. This is pretty much just kick them all away. Make sure they're not respawning. Oop, come on, come on. There we go. Alright, and we'll pick up a couple of gems while this guy's going home. That's okay. Thank you, Sparks, for not picking up that gem. Awesome. We get Nan. We're going to leave, and then we're heading to our first boss fight, which will be Buzz. So now that we've unlocked everyone and we've got all of the end of level eggs, we're going to be able to move on forwards. Here's Sheila. Just gonna say, that's not a balloon. There's all the friends. Thank you. And there we go. Into Midday Gardens. Now, I think I'm going to... Nah, I'll be fine. I think I should be able to pick up enough sheep when I'm in there. There we go. Skip the cutscene. We don't need the cutscene. We don't need the cutscene. We actually do time this game via loadless timer, and it is paused during the boss cutscenes. So it's a great time for a pee break if you ever run this game. Especially in 117, which is a multiple hour category. So this is Buzz. This is pretty simple. Just knock him into the lava, just like that. First phase is chill. And then Sheila does her thing. We're going to stand here. We're going to bait him out to come over here. Because then he's going to try and attack us. And then when he gets to the edge, he gets confused. And just go straight to his next spot. Oh, camera's not doing me any favors there, but that's okay. Sometimes Sheila can get in the way, and sometimes Buzz really can screw you over. So this boss fight can very easily go very wrong. Second phase is pretty chill. We're going to take some damage abuses on his little firewall that he's going to do, because it takes forever for that thing to come down. As you can see there. We'll pick out over the edge. Oh, good Buzz. Awesome. I'm definitely going to need some health here once we knock him into the lava, so actually I'll just wait for him to go. Just praying that he doesn't scam me. There we go. Alright, that's fine. That's not fine. I'm going to go pick up some health. There it is. Alright. I'm going to wait for this firewall to go down, and then we're going to knock him. You can actually get damage still, even though those fire things are not available. It's pretty dumb. This boss fight sucks. This sucks a lot. But once you get the hang of it, it's pretty chill. There we go. There's Buzz. We didn't waste too much time, which is pretty good. And there's Grayson, the nice little egg. So we're currently 27 eggs down. We're nearly a third of the way through our egg count, which is really, really awesome to see. All right. We're heading on to Midday Gardens, which is our second home world for the run. Unfortunately, these loading screens can get a little bit long sometimes. That's right, we get to see Spyro in a nice little hot air balloon. Alright, Midday Gardens. The first place we're going to be going to is going to be Enchanted Towers, but first, we have a friend to go visit. We're also going to skip a Bianca trigger here. NPC that you saw at the start in the cutscenes. We're going to go visit Dave. I like Dave. He's a good egg, literally. Over here, we're going to talk to Hunt. He's going to give us a rock. There we go. And here we go. So, Enchanted Towers is a pretty fun level. I like this one. Has some cool strats. So, what we're going to do is we are going to cut this little corner here, come around here, get rid of these guys, because they'll get in our way. There we go. I'm going to get this guy's gem as well because of 5. I'm going to get Gladys here. I'm going to quit game continue. What that's going to do is not only is it going to give me full health, which is great. We like to be at full health. But it's also going to put me back at the start of the level because the Spyro levels are designed like a circle. the end of the level is pretty much always going to be next to the start of the level. So that wall to my right there, that is where the end of the level is, on the other side of that. So we're going to come over here, we're going to charge. Oh, that was really bad. I'm going to try and use the momentum of a charge to get a nice big jump off of here. There we go, just like that. There's a big statue here of the sorceress. We're just going to blow it up. If you've ever played the original game, you'll know that this is really loud. Thankfully, it's not as loud in the original. Sorry, in the remake. Gonna clear these guys out because they're good gems. There's the end of level egg. And then, I hope you all like skateboarding. Meta, do you like skateboarding?
Love it.
Oh, man, you're going to love...
Spyro.
Oh, you're going to love these next eggs then, because welcome to the Enchanted Towers skate park. Welcome to Tony Hawk Pro Skater, whatever we're up to. Hunter's here, he's going to try and teach us to skate. It's pretty easy. First thing you do is jump. You don't actually have to go off the edge of the ramp. You can just go off anywhere on the ramp, as long as you've done it. So I'm going to do a nice little roll like that. He's going to be like, hey, I want you to do a flip. Right? That's pretty chill. I'm going to do a flip. And then, of course, you know, we need to know how to come off ramps and stuff. We need to know how to come off water pipes. So we'll do that. You actually can get Spyro stuck in that part, which I've done many times. So I'm stuck in a torch. That's always fun when that happens. We're going to have to do a 900 here, which is 3 revolutions. Now, this is a fun one. Hunter wants you to score 500 points on this ramp, but I'm just going to go off the edge here, and I'm just going to do an RC Nork, which gets us 2,500 points. Get the first egg, which is Caroline. Now, the second egg in here, Hunter is going to challenge us to a points challenge. And Hunter has a cap of 2,950 points. We're going to come off here. Oh, that was really bad. I hesitated. That's fine. We'll do it again. It's fine. It's fine. As long as we get at least like 3,000 points and then we quit, he'll basically go, okay, I'll give you the egg no matter what. So we're going to give up. And he's going to be like, cool, you got more points than me. I guess I'll just give you the egg. And there's Enchanted Towers. The first couple of levels we're actually going to be guidebooking back to the home world because it's actually just slightly faster. It does mean we have to skip the Bianca trigger that's literally right in front of me every time though. That's fine. It's only on the third one that's a bit more tricky. We come around, get Mingus. People like Mingus, is a bit of a crowd favorite. Gotta head into Icy Peak here. If you are Canadian, this level is for you. Because, well, it's cold, and everyone in here is Canadian.
Love it. I'm Canadian, by the way.
Nice. All right, that was really bad. You know what? I'm gonna die. I did the wrong strat. So I'm playing at 37 FPS here. Basically, I'm gonna trigger this first enemy. I did the 30 FPS strat. I'm gonna do the right strat this time. This enemy here, I want him to come into me so I can blow up this ice wall here. Because otherwise I have to wait for the NPC to get off the cannon. And he fires a couple of shots at some birds. All right. We're going to skip the majority of this level here. When we come into this area is really fun because there's a lot of really cool things that we do here. So if you remember what I was talking about earlier about lowering my frame rate so that Spyro can jump higher, well, if Spyro can flame, we're going to do that. So we're going to get on this cannon, which will also accept double inputs. So I'm going to use 2 inputs to get around fast. I'm going to put it right there so we can use it later. I'm going to come up here, which we're not supposed to be here until the end of the level. We actually come to the end of the level and then do a lap around the edge of the level. Come around here. This is where we find the rocket too. We're going to get Rees. I need something called Maynard jump. So that cannon is currently set up in a spot where I can jump on a certain part of the cannon. And I can essentially just hover up to
are now back. Benches, I hope.
Hello. All
Murder,
right.
If you want to carry on. Oh, suck.
All right. So we will get back on time in 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So we've done the first couple of levels of this homeworld. Damn it, I hit the Bianca trigger. That's fine. We will just talk to her. That's all good. And then glide far enough. And we'll go get this thief here. I'm sorry y'all didn't get to see the awesome thief shenanigans that we got to get up to. That's fine. There's another thief right here. It's Trixie. And then we're going to get our next unlockable character, which is Sergeant Bird. I'm going to free and pay the scammer known as Moneybags. And then we're going to enter Sergeant Bird's base. This is a pretty chill level. It's basically just an escort mission.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to talk to Sergeant Bird. I'm not going to get that gem, actually. I don't need it. I'm very much over gems. So this level is basically just an escort mission. There's a couple of enemies that we need to get to make this hummingbird move through the level. There's one here. And then here's the halfway point of the level. I'm going to try and get this weight before the NPC gets to us. I'm also going to try and get a couple of enemies here. There we go. Also a good time for gem collection. Awesome. So now the NPC is like, oh, you should get these weights. And I'm going to sneak behind this guy. This is known as the Gamer Jump. Thanks, Hoagie Pops, for that. Shout out to him. The enemy did not see me, which is awesome. We're stealthy. This should now be called... this is now Metal Gear Spyro, everyone. We come here, get another couple of gems before the NPC gets to the end and teleports us. We don't need to worry about this area because we pretty much are done here. We got all the gems that we need. We've got all the eggs that we need. We'll leave here. The best Metal Gear absolutely is. We'll head back to the home mode. So, on the next level, I'm going to try and do a frame perfect pause. Because there's going to be a big black screen that's going to take like 5 seconds to go away. I'm going to do a first frame pause, which will make the game think that I'm in that level. Try and quit the game and then re-enter. If not, I'll just quit and then re-enter when I'm in there. It's fine. We missed it. We missed it, but it's fine. We'll wait until we're in the level. As soon as we're in Spooky Swamp, we will quit game continue. There we go. And then we'll just do that just like that. Because it's a nice big black screen that normally takes like 5 or 6 seconds and it wastes time. It's a free few seconds that you can get back. You know, you run just like that. This is a pretty chill level as well. There's not much that we need to do. We don't need to worry about these T-lamps because that will just open up a minigame that we don't really care about. It takes like a minute to do. There's so many faster eggs. But there is an egg here named Mike, I believe. Yep. Now, normally you go to the left here and then you'll go around. But we're going to go to the right here. We're just going to skip straight to the end of the level. And you get one of the coolest names in the game. His name's Thelonious. It's a cool name, I think. We've got one more egg just around the corner here. His name's Frank. I seem to know like all of the eggs in this run. I've played this game a lot since I was a child. Alright, I'm going to remember not to quit the game. Because remember, we do have that issue. Well, it's not an issue. We do have the feature of memory. Well, sorry, menu memory. My brain is on about 2% today. Also, play with Spyro in the loading screen. Alright, we're done with Spooky Swamp. We're going to go on to Bamboo Terrace, but before that, we've got 2 beautiful eggs that we're going to get. They're called Melody and Matt. Normally you get into this... Normally you get into this fire power-up. Thank you, Bunny, for staying in the way like that. So we're going to leave that 3rd pot there, and we're going to get this... Normally what is the last pot? We're going to sit here on this egg, and then we're just going to fire a couple of shots over here, get Modesty here, then we get the last pot, which teleports us here to get Matt. Nice little cheeky way to get 2 eggs at the same time. I'm going to head into Bamboo Terrace. Bamboo Terrace is pretty chill. There's a bunch of pandas that need help. First one, we need to get rid of a couple of enemies to move that big boulder that's in the way, but we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to do a wall glide straight to the end of the level. And then we're basically going to do this level backwards. Right, I need to get the right angle here. There we go. That enemy is always in my way. It's fine. So here's the end of the level. I'm going to talk to the end of the level NPC. Sometimes they can dab. Always fun when they dab. And gets Tom. Now there's a thief that spawned to the side here. We're actually going to trigger him out here. Oof, I thought he went the other way. Never mind. Right, that's fine. We'll get the thief. We'll just chase him around a little bit. That's fine. He'll stop at the door, just like that, because he can't go through. We'll just get him there. Normally I'm pretty good at getting that thief, but that's fine. All right, we're gonna work our way around to the last couple of eggs. Not gonna help any of these pandas because, well, we're here for eggs and gems. We're not here to help anyone. Alright, here's Madison. There's a little skip that you can do to get to Madison, but it's a pretty difficult one. So we're not gonna do it. We have the last egg, which is Dwight. And then we're gonna go back to Midday Gardens because we're done for the whole homeworld. We have our second boss of the entire run coming up. There's a couple of quick gems we're going to grab that will be to the left of us and behind us before we go in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a nice little 40 gems. Keep running into NPCs today. It's fine. We'll go to Evening Lake. I did menu pretty fast. We might come up to a glitch where if we menu too fast, we get locked into the cutscene. So we'll see if that happens. And we're locked in. Meta, you have like 90 seconds. Go nuts.
All right. Once again, I would just like to remind everybody that tonight's stream is benefiting to Write Love on Her Arms, which is a non-profit movement dedicated to presenting hope and finding help for people struggling with depression, addiction, self-injury, and suicide. Love on Her Arms exists to encourage, inform, inspire, and invest directly into treatment and recovery. If you would like to donate, you can simply type !donate in the chat. And so if you're willing to and able to, that would be great, as every little bit helps.
Highly recommend donating. Highly recommend. It's a good cause. And we're currently sitting at $1,000. I want to see it hit like 1,050. You know, we've still got about half. We've still got just over half an hour before the end of the run. You've still got some time.
I think we can do that.
I think it's doable, you know? I think it's doable. We're still early on day one. I think it's pretty doable if we can get a $5 train going, you know? You also don't get any brilliant audio because I'm not tabbed into the game because my game's having issues with my keyboard right now. It's alright, we have sound again. Alright, this is the second boss fight, Spike. So Spike's pretty chill. The first phase is just some rocks. We try and knock him back into him. You have to be a little bit more accurate than you think, because sometimes they can go off on a wacky angle. That's fine. Ooh, there we go. There's the second one. Alright, so following on with the theme here, Sergeant Bird's going to drop some little crystals for us, or as we like to call them, the community rocks. Okay, he's going to drop the red ones. He's going to do 2 red ones and 2 purple ones. Red ones give us a nice flame ability, and then the purple one... Why did I jump? The purple ones will... There we go. He found the perfect time to go in. The purple ones will basically home in on him. Alright, we'll wait for these to pop down. 2, 3, there's the purple rock. There's a chance we might be coming back here later, but we'll get to that when we get there. Wait for this next one to drop. There it is. Awesome. That's that boss fight done. It's a pretty chill boss fight. It's definitely a lot easier in SRT than it is in the original. And we're over the halfway point through this run now. Not only are we going to the third hub world, we've also got 51 out of 100 eggs, which is really cool to see. All right. So heading into Evening Lake, you might have seen me skip the Bianca triggers in the first 2 home worlds. In this third one, there's actually no way to skip it. This one will actually be forced to talk to Bianca, only for a little bit. She's gonna try and get us to listen. We're not gonna listen, you know, because we're here to save the world. And she's clearly bad. All right. So I'm gonna set Ryan's the trigger there. Here she comes. I'm gonna say the beautiful words, listen to me.
Listen to me.
No. And we're going to head to the best level, which is Frozen Altars. If anyone has any jam emotes, dance emotes, anything for some great music, feel free to just blow the chat up with them right now, because this is the best music in the entire game. changed my mind.
Well,
We're also gonna get a nice little. We're not gonna get a flame breath here. We're gonna get an ice breath, which is pretty cool. So we're gonna use it here to freeze these two enemies. I'm gonna hop over the ice wall here. Normally you're supposed to use like this giant sun laser, but we're not gonna use it. And we're gonna use our brilliant 30 FPS jumps. So get up there. Normally you come here near the end of the game. You see a bit of a theme here in this game. You get Cecil. I'm gonna flame this guy. Sorry, buddy. We're gonna have to use you as a bit of a step. All right, we'll come up here. We're gonna do another wall glide over to Jasper. Don't fall down. There we go. Oh, come on. Okay, there's Jasper. So normally you use the next sunbeam of death to get this snowman that's below us, but we're not. We're just gonna come around. Just gonna go over him. That's fine. It's a pretty chill level. It's a really fun level. I really like this level casually, except for the boxing. Boxing's not fun. All right, as much as we like this level, as much as we like the music, we're gonna have to leave. It's fine. It's fine because we get the next best music in the game, and we also get the community's favorite egg. All right. So one cool thing about Demon Link, every level but one is underwater. But you know that's the kind of level. I don't think Moneybags can swim, thankfully. We're gonna be on the wall. We're gonna get Stubby. I like Stubby. There's not much representation for Stubby, but Stubby's cool. We're gonna head into Fireworks Factory. This level's cool. One of the minigames sucks, but it's right. We don't need to do it. It's fine. All right. Hey, Meta, how much do you like noodles?
Noodles?
Yeah, as in like the food. A lot. All right. All right. You're gonna love it.
We're talking ramen.
Yeah, just any form of noodles, because you're gonna love this next egg. Yeah.
Good stuff.
You're gonna love this next egg, because his name, it's Noodles. Hey, we love him. We call him Nudes. We have a good little emote of him. We also have Seduna if you take any damage there and pay the blood tax. All right, we're gonna run straight through here. We don't need to do much in this level. It's a pretty chill level. Dr. Greta, she appears in the second game. And I ride this cannon. Apparently there's like ninja kids in this level. It's wild. This place is just crazy. All right, we're gonna pick up this rocket here. Normally the game wants you to use the rocket on these two dudes here who like throw bombs at you. So either you need to flame them from behind or you need to use the rocket. We're gonna use it on that box right there. And we're gonna wait. We're gonna talk to Handel here. I'm gonna let this guy throw a bomb. And I'm gonna damage abuse to a platform that has an egg. Right? No, that was the egg. The bomb went above me. That's fine. We'll give it another shot. Get a few shots of this. Okay, he's throwing really high. I'm just gonna run around. It's fine. We'll take a 20-second penalty. We'll take the scenic route, you know? We'll get to see all these ninjas who are trying to kill us. It's fine. So you squeeze right past that guy. Beautiful. Unlike Resident Evil 7, unlike the Resident Evil games in general, we don't need to lower our frame rate to get through there. All right, there's Sam. We're gonna leave this area. We're gonna grab these gems that we unlocked earlier. I'm gonna talk to Greta. She's going to launch the rocket. All right. And we're done with Fireworks Factory. So we're pretty much halfway through this mode here. And I forgot to guidebook. That's fine. We'll just quit exit. It was a quick game. That's fine. So normally you're supposed to guidebook to the home mode, but you know, muscle memory took hold. It's fine. We'll just do that. That's fine. We took a couple of seconds of time loss. It's all right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to visit our friend Jankwell. We call him Jankwell because he can be a bit buggy, so we are going to avoid that by going into his mouth, which is fine. It doesn't bug out. Here he is. Hey, buddy. How you doing? I'm going to get the egg. And then we're going to quit game, continue right there. So normally, sometimes what can happen is Jankwell can, as his name suggests, get janky. He'll sometimes not really know where to spit Spyro out. And if he does that, he'll freak out, spit Spyro out, and they'll be like, oh, there isn't really a safe spot to do it. He'll suck Spyro back up. He'll try to spit Spyro back out. And sometimes you can be thrown into like an infinite loop of this for a couple of minutes. There used to be a route that we did that was very prone for this. Thankfully, not anymore. So we're going to enter Charmed Ridge, which is pretty much like the raid boss of the run. I hate this level so much. I hate it with a passion. Casually, it's sick. But in a run, you can lose like over a minute here very easily with a very quick death. Oop. Alright, we're gonna hop around here. I'm gonna do a wall glide around the corner here. Normally you're supposed to pay money bags to get some cat wizards to stop to stop taking control of some stairs and get up them, but that's fine. We can just get around it like that. We come here to our good friend Benjamin. There we go. We're gonna get that fire. Oh, sorry, we're gonna get the fireballs again because we're gonna unlock the next area of the level. There's a couple of guys I want to shoot. First of all, there's the guys over here. Oh, ow! That's fine. That's not fine. That's fine. I'm gonna get that guy, which is who guards the end of the level. He's just over there. There's another guy here, but that's fine. Ooh, that's fine. It's all good. Oh, come on. I don't want to talk to you. I'm going for one more because it's a little bit safer. There we go. Come up here, get that guy. Alright, watch out for that guy. He likes to snipe me. I collect a couple of gems. I'm pretty good on gems, but it's nice to be a bit safe. I'm going to talk to Jack, who to me looks like a possessed Funko Pop. We're going to use our perfect hovers to get up here. Normally you're supposed to do a bit more of a complex puzzle to get around this level. Oop, that's fine. I hovered way too early. There we go. I'm going to fire that one there. Come up to the halfway point. Jack, surprisingly, he wants us to find his golden goose. I don't know why he can't just use his super jump ability to just go up and look around for the golden goose, but it's fine. We get some extra gems and get a couple of eggs out of it as well. Just gonna come over here, fire this one there. Alright, this is... That's fine. That was completely on me there. I just completely messed up my inputs. Alright. There we go. That's what I want to do. Here's the golden goose. It's not very golden. It's a bit cream compared to golden. I don't know why he thinks it's the legendary golden goose. It just looks like any other goose to me. There's a couple of sneaky free gems here. Alright, there we go. Through this area. Now it's pretty much just a beeline to the end of the level. We come back through here, which we went through earlier. I'm gonna watch out for this guy throwing rocks. He can be a bit of a pain in the butt. Right, this area can be a little bit painful sometimes. Get that guy before he gets big. And here's the guy that's guarding the end of the level. And there we go. We're supposed to free Prince Amy from running around with Prince Azariel, I think his name is. It is fine. They're beautifully in love. And then we're out of here. So we got through probably one of the hardest levels in the whole game. We got through fairly okay. Fairly okay. It wasn't too bad. We're well on our way to pretty much our last tight spot when it comes to gems, which will be freeing Bentley the third friend. I'm gonna head into the second last level, which is gonna be Lost Fleet. Lost Fleet's pretty chill. It's a very long level to play casually. There's a lot of like looping around you're gonna do. So this is pretty much just an escort with Crazy Ed here. We're gonna do it slightly differently. We're gonna use our war glides to get up here, which is you're normally supposed to come here at the end of the level. There's a cannon down at the bottom where the start of the level is, and Ed wants you to use that. Wow, Ed wants you to use that to get him through the level. We're just gonna try and there we go. We're gonna use that. Oh, never mind. Now, what did I hit? I hit something. I hit something and mistaken it for the, I must have hit the side of it. Did I hit? Yep, there we go. All right. Ed's through. There we go. Ooh, all right. That's fine. That's fine. Ed's through. We're through. That's fine. We get Chad. Normally normally two of the other eggs that I talked about that you can go to, you can switch between, and they're in there. There's subs 1 and subs 2, and they're pretty bad. I don't like them at all. And then here we go. There's the second part of the escort mission. Wait for that guy to throw, because I don't like him very much. Come on, Ed. Alright. And now we're done here in this beautiful level. So, we're going to go rescue another one of our friends. It's Bentley. I don't like Bentley. He's not very fun. I don't like him at all. It's fine, though. It's fine, though. I will need to pick up a couple more gems along the way because we're at 927 and we need 1,000 to unlock Bentley. Comes another cutscene. We don't need it. We don't need the plot. It's fine. Alright, so we're going to come up here. There's a couple of other eggs that we want to get. 937, 950. Yeah, we should be okay. That's fine. We're going to get Stuart here. Here's some nice little jammies along the way. Yeah, we're good. We're good on gem count. Alright, we're going to go to 10. Now, I'm going to use my 30 FPS jump scene. You can see a bit of a theme here. I'm going to glide across here. I don't think I'm going to make this, though. Nah, it's fine. It's fine. I'm just going to use this ladder as a backup here. I'm going to come up here, get to Hannah. By the way, can we get a nice in the chat? This is our 69th egg of the run. Alright, and then the last few gems are here. Alright, from this point onwards, we basically don't care about gems. Because the next time we're going to need gems for money bags will be 300, and from this point onwards, every level that we go to has 700 gems in every level. Like, pretty much every gem is as high level as hell. So, I don't care about gems. This is now just a massive egg rush. So here's Bentley. He's slow. He's boring. But we get something really cool. There's going to be a couple of gongs we need to get. The fun thing about those gongs is when this game was ported to PC, it had a couple of quirks about it. One of them being the cutscenes when we hit the gong. I'll just let it play out. Yeah, you can see what I mean. I don't need to explain it. It's fine though. It's fine though. So here's a couple of seals we just need to swing. There we go. We can hit that second one. And then here's the first one. If you're fast enough, you can actually get a really nice cycle with those guys. And then we've got another gong that we're going to get. So we get another beautiful janky cutscene. So in case you missed it last time, you get another beautiful instance of 4x3 cutscenes. I'm just going to move Bentley over a little bit. There we go. Alright. We've got some boxes to push. We're going to get in the corner because it's a little bit faster. It combines like the two axes of movement. So you get to push it twice as fast. Bartholomew, which is the guy that we're trying to escort. He can get a little bit weird here. Bentley's now glued to the box. Bartholomew can get a little bit weird if you push these boxes and then get in his way too early. He actually gets stuck here, so we're gonna wait a little bit for him to go first. Then we're gonna go. Wait for him to get to his final spot, talk to him. There we go. Alright, and then we're gonna go back to Evening Lake. We've got one more boss fight before the final boss. And this is a fun one. Alright. So now we're going to ride a big-ass rocket. I like the rocket. The rocket looks cool. We're going to get a Midnight Mountain. We've got one more boss cutscene, which thankfully I slowed down my menu just a little bit, so we're not going to get the boss cutscene. And if you remember what I said about like needing 300 gems, we're already 100, because I got some gems when I was waiting for Bartholomew to run around. It was fine. Alright, we're going to skip through that one. We're going to go head to Scorch. Now, Scorch is interesting because Bentley's going to help us here, and he's going to be throwing out rockets. Basically, I want to keep red rockets on the field, and I want Bentley to start throwing green rockets as much as possible. I'm going to try and manipulate him to try and throw a green rocket as soon as we kill Scorch. If that happens, I will be able to pick it up very quickly. Okay, next, it's fine. I'll be able to pick it up, like, right before we teleport. Okay, we've got an egg. Sorry, we got a green rocket. That's not great. That's fine. We'll deal with it. So, ideally, I want him to start throwing... Oh, there we go. Alright. The fight is now on. Oh, there's a green rocket there. That's fine. I'm going to try and keep track of rockets that I see and where they are. So basically, I'm gonna try and just stun lock the hell out of Scorch and try to keep him chilled out as much as possible. I kind of want another red rocket there. Alright, there's another green there. So I'm gonna try and start throwing these greens away. Because I want him to be in Bentley's buffer, essentially. I want him to be prepared to throw one as much as possible. Okay, that's bad. That's fine. So Bentley has a buffer of 4 greens and 2 reds. I want him to hold on to those as much as possible. Don't know why I picked up that red, but that's fine. I'll try and time it. That was way too early. It's fine though. It's fine. I'll show you a backup there. That was way too early. Basically, Bentley throws every 9 seconds. I counted way too fast. You basically want to hit Scorch on the 9 seconds. Unfortunately, I missed it, but it's alright. We'll go for the backup. We'll show you guys the backup. It'll be pretty chill. Before I do that, I'm going to get one quick egg. So the backup here, if you remember when I was in the second boss fight, if you remember when I said we might come back here later, we're going to go back there. There's something we can do called purple rock storage, which is an alternate to rocket storage. Basically, I want to go back to the second boss fight right now, and I want to get up to the last phase. Damn it, we're talking to Bianca again. It's fine. Basically, I want to get to the last phase of the fight, because what's going to happen is I'm essentially going to trigger Sergeant Bird to throw out 2 rocks. 2 of the purple rocks on the last hit. We're going to pick up one. We're going to shoot at the boss. They won't despawn, unlike in Scorch. They won't despawn, so it's fine. And then I want to pick up the second one in like the small amount of time I have before I get the egg. When I do that, I can pick it up and I'll have infinite purple rocks until I teleport somewhere, basically until I die, until I get an egg and teleport somewhere, until someone talks to me and teleports me somewhere. I will have those, and we'll use it for a nice little strat to save paying money bags 1,000 extra gems. Alright, so we'll get walk our way through the second phase here. There's the next rock. I'll wait for these purples. Oh! Ow, that was me. I tried to do a little loopy-loop, but that's fine. Alright, so this is the last hit. We're going to wait until Sergeant Bird drops 2 of these. I'm going to grab the first one that he drops. There it is. We're not going to shoot it yet, because that would be really bad. That means we'll lose like another 90 seconds. Second one's coming up. Alright, I need to remember his position as well, because I'm going to get him. I'm going to wait for him to do his little thing. It's in a good spot, actually. I really like that spot. I'm going to grab it. Now we have it in our map. It's now stored. This is basically what we would do to the green rocket if we were doing rocket storage. So now I'm going to head into the rocket. We're going to head into the big rocket, not the little rocket. You know, not the storing rocket. We're going to head to the big rocket. There's a lot of rockets in this game. And we're gonna go back to Evening Lake, because that's what the game does. And we're not gonna use the guidebook, because that counts as a teleport, and that means we're gonna lose our purple rock. And that would be really bad, because we would lose even more time. Alright. Also, thank you for the claps for the first try. It's definitely a very hard strat to do. Alright. So we're gonna head from one rocket into another rocket. Yes, there's apparently 2 rockets in this game. We're gonna head our way over to Midnight Mountain, which is the final hub world. We're gonna see it properly this time. We're now into the home stretch of the run, which is really cool. Alright, Midnight Mountain, come on. Alright, so here we are in Midnight Mountain. There's a whole bunch of fun stuff we're going to do here for the next 10-15 minutes or so. So we're going to run straight to this level here, which is Crystal Islands. This is the level where we have what we like to call the 1,000 gem brick. Basically, Moneybags wants us to pay 1,000 gems for a goddamn brick of a bridge. We don't want to do that, so we're just going to grab this rocket that we have in our mouth here. Just gonna get rid of these enemies. I'm gonna shoot this thief right over here. I don't know why it's shooting up so high, but that's fine. It's gonna teleport us here to max, and as you can see, we don't have the rocket anymore. We're gonna use this power up. This is our friend here. We're gonna use this power up to get to the end of the level. There's a slide that we're gonna do. Gonna hop in here. We're gonna do a little bit of the slide. I'm gonna skip most of it because as much as we like slides, and I don't know about you guys, but I really like going on slides. But you know, we want to be fast. There's this nice little lamp post you can see ahead of me. We're gonna get onto that. There we go. We're just gonna glide through here. Saves about half the time that you would normally spend on the slide. Eloise here. All right, now we're gonna get the end of level leg. Now, if you remember when I was talking about those eggs that you can sort of swap and change, here's another one. It's moles. I hate moles. If anyone's watched my 117% runs, you'll know moles is not my friend. So I'm gonna go back through the power up here. I'm gonna hop down here and get Grace. Now, this game was built in the original game's geometry, so this tree here has a very big hitbox. I'm gonna watch out for it. There we go. I'll hop up here. There we go. We're gonna get Manie. And then we're done here. Beautiful. It's very, very easy to get hung up on that little bit of geometry. It's very easy to die there. It's also not a fun death because it takes you to the end of the level again. It's alright. Alright. The next level that I've got coming up here is going to be Haunted Tomb. We have a nice little trick that once again involves wall glides and FPS, as wall glides, perfect hovers, and FPS jumps, all in the same level. Alright, so here's this torch. We got this torch jump. We are going to hop onto a very specific part of the torch, which we can stand on. Never mind, I overshot it. Never mind. I didn't even get on the wall. Okay, I'm way too far forward. Oh, no, that's fine. It's a very specific part of the torch. There it is. It's the back right corner. Alright, I'm a vessel without walls. I forgot the rest of the rule. It's an egg. There you go. There's the solution. Alright, we're going to do tanks, which is a beautiful little minigame. I'm not going to... Normally I'd use my keyboard and mouse, but my game's having issues with keyboard and mouse input, so I'm going to try it with just... Oops, I forgot the riddle. There we go. Muscle memory added again. Alright. So this is tanks. It's pretty much just, you know, a demolition derby against these 4 tanks. We're going to do 2 tanks eggs. The next one will have 10 for these guys. Ow, ow. Okay, you know what? I'm going to take a death from this next one. I'm going to be honest, I haven't done this with the controller for a while. Now we're going to enter the final round. I'm going to take tactical death here because we would like to get sparks back as fast as possible. Alright. Gonna enter the final round. Alright, so this is gonna be interesting. There's 3 of these tanks that are hidden behind these pots. I'm gonna shoot off a bunch of shots here. Never mind. Okay, never mind, that's good actually. Never mind. Yep, no, we got him. Okay, so these guys always try and move away from you until they're ready to shoot me. Once they start trying to shoot me, they'll try and pop out on one of the sides. But if I can basically just shoot a bunch of shots towards the pots and then just side strafe them, I can actually get some of these guys really early. So you can see there's a couple of guys behind here. I'm going to shoot a bunch of shots at this guy. I'm going to just side strafe him like that. Hopefully that goes up to 9. We missed him, it's fine. Alright, that's fine. We got this guy first. And make our way, there we go. There we go. And then we're going to move our way back to this guy. And there we go. You can see a perfect example of it right there. Alright, we're done with tanks. Oh, come on. Alright, we've got like 2 more eggs left in this level. We're going to hop up to this slide that we're not going to ride. We're just going to glide down to the end of it. Because we don't need the gems, we just need the eggs. And 83 eggs we're getting there. We're nearly at the end of the level. And then there's this guy right here. We like to call him Mike Tyson because he can bully us and keep us down there, but it's fine. We waited a little bit. There's Christine, and then we're done. We're done in that level. So that went alright. No, it was an alright haunted tomb. The next level's a little bit of a raid boss. casually and in the speed run. It has some very difficult NPCs, but it's fine. It's fine. We'll get through it. All right. If you can remember what I said about having a bunch of high value gems, well, you can see a lot of green, sorry, a lot of purple and yellow gems. We're already nearly done with our gem count here, which is awesome. All right, Dino Mines. Dino Mines. This is a level that not many people like casually. This level grew on me, to be honest. I think I liked it more when I did 117%. So, the first egg we're going to get around here is Dan. Shout out to anyone named Dan. Now, normally you just go back to where we came, but we're just going to glide around here. I completely missed that. I did not turn hard enough. It's fine. We get a couple of shots of this glide. All right, we'll try that again. Okay, that time I did it way too early. We'll get it just right this time. It's like, you know, what's the children's story? Like the Three Bears? Ooh, okay, you know what? We're just gonna do it normally. It's fine. We're just gonna do it normally. All right, we're just gonna run around here. We're gonna skip through these guys. As you can see, there's a bunch of dinosaurs with guns. These guys, pretty much, if they are holding their gun, they will shoot you. And it's not fun at all. So these two guys, I'm just going to run through them real quick. And then there's going to be these guys in Gatling guns who, for some reason, shoot sausages. Yeah, don't ask. I don't know why, though. There's also some seahorses. These guys are also a little bit raid bossy. All right. I'm gonna avoid those two right there. There's another guy waiting right up here who's definitely gonna hit me. That's fine. There's another one right here. There we go. All right, now the final egg that you can choose between. This is one here, which is the Dino Tunnel. So, Meta, if you have anything awesome that you want to say, feel free. Go ahead.
Absolutely. Once again, I would just remind everybody that this entire event is benefiting to Right Love on Our Arms, which is a non-profit movement dedicated to presenting hope and finding help for people struggling with depression, addiction, self-injury, and suicide. Love on Our Arms exists to encourage, inform, inspire, and invest directly into treatment and recovery. If you would like to donate, you can simply type !donate in the chat. And so if you're willing and able to, that would be great, as every little bit helps out.
Yes, definitely get those donations rolling. I've seen some really good donations, some really cool donation messages as well. Some people are absolute comedians when it comes to donation messages. Alright. Now I'm going to wrap up this level here. I'm going to pop out there, you know, like Free Willy. And talk to Sheriff Hawaii. He says, Shopper Josephat. Never done here. Alrighty. So we've got a couple more levels. We're getting near the end of the run now. We are seriously hammering home this run. All right. So the final new level they're going to be entering, we'll enter in just a little bit. We've got a couple of fun things we're going to do, though. There's this nice little egg that's up here on the waterfall. Name's Evie. There's one little thief that's just chilling out here. I'm going to try and bait him to start running. We're going to get him right there. Beautiful. We're going to get him making. It's always fun when you get to trick these guys. I'm going to go into Desert Ruins. It's a beautiful level. I like this level. It's pretty fun. This is, again, another level that we're going to come back to. And you'll see what I mean in just a sec. So. Alright, I'm going to pick up this health here because I don't have any more lives, so I can't do the death abyss, but that's fine. This level's full of some pretty interesting enemies. We're pretty much going to run straight to this like middle area here. We're going to take a nice little damage abuse up off here. We're going to jump across here, get this egg here. His name's Andy. He's making progress. That's a good one. I like that one. I'm going to steal that one. And here's Sheila again. We haven't seen her in a hot minute. We should, you know, go say hi to her again. Fun fact, this is a reference to Crash Bandicoot here, this minigame. There's a couple of eggs here. This area is pretty chill. As long as you know what's coming up and you know when to jump, you can pretty much just breeze straight through here. This is also a good place if you are very low on health. You can just pick up a whole bunch of health. All right. That guy always likes to bait me out there. There we go. All right. We're gonna talk to Lester there. We're gonna do a little bit of a moon jump. We can save a little bit of time by jumping right as we get the egg. And Sheila will just launch forward. Now try and get that guy to start going. There we go. Alright. I know we had some Sheila doubters in the chat earlier. Here's your evidence that she exists. Now we're near the end here. This is the last egg here. Oh, there we go. Alright, we've got a few more eggs left to get. We're nearly done with this run. Ooh, we're getting there. There we go. 1, 2, 3. We get Nelly. And now we are going to go back to Molten Crater, that level at the beginning that I said we're going back to. We're going back to it. This is where we need 300 gems. Because there's 2 side areas here. One of them, you require Sergeant Bird. And the other one, you require, well, 300 gems. And it's a lot easier to come here at the end when we have 300 gems. So, I'll pop in here. We're going to say hello to Sergeant Bird. We're going to use him to not do the minigame. We have to put the dude's head back on. We're just going to get Luna here and we're just going to be out of here. We're done. We're done here. We don't need him anymore. We're going to talk to Moneybags. Okay, that took a while. Moneybags didn't want me to pay, apparently. Alright, here's a couple more thieves. You can see a bit of a pattern here where the first thief is yellow and the second one is red. I'm going to chase this one around. We don't have any ways to catch this guy except for just cutting the corner. So I'm going to try and catch him, not around this rock, but around the next one. We'll cut him off right there. There we go. Alright, sometimes this guy can turn around and he doesn't want to talk to you, but it's fine. He played nicely. We're going to get this thief here with the supercharge. We're going to try and cut him off. Almost where we did for the first thief, actually. We're going to get him there. I'm going to try and manipulate him. I went too fast that time. This is fine. There's a backup by just going around and just running into him just like that. Never mind. I was too slow that time. That's fine. That's fine. These guys... There we go. Just like that. There's Kermit. And then we're done here. So we can go back to Desert Ruins. We've got 2 eggs left to get. So the reason why we're going back to Desert Ruins is because it's really, really close to the final boss. And we've got 2 eggs that we want to get. The first one is the end of level egg. You don't actually need end of level eggs in the final homeworld unless you're trying to like 100% the game. So this guy wants a piece of me. I'm gonna get rid of him. All right, this Warglide I'm not very good friends with. There we go. All right. So we're gonna hop into here. We're gonna Tara here. She's definitely an original character. She's definitely not inspired by anything in the PlayStation universe. Not at all. She's original. All right. Her name's Tara. She's very original. She's a Spyro character. I think there might be another character in another game that might be inspired by her, but she's the original one. All right. Got that, chat? She's original. But anyway, we've got 1 more egg left to get. His name's Buddy. Fellow runner Boris is known for having a crash right here. Sorry, Billy, not Buddy. Buddy is the one underneath the floor. We'll hop into this waterfall. There's 100 eggs. We can now go fight the final boss. Thanks, Spyro. Alright, we're going to hop into the final boss now, and I'm going to do a fly and skip for the fan. Oh, no! No, I had the pause and I unpaused. Oh, oh no. Oh, I had the pause too. That's so bad. I had a frame perfect pause and I threw it. It's fine. We would have just skipped this little loading screen. So we're going to talk to this monkey who I have no clue who he is. I think I might have seen him in a cage somewhere in the rest of the level. Don't know who he is though. But this is the sorceress. I like to call her Thickums. There's 3 phases in this fight. There's a cannon phase, a tank phase, and a UFO phase. I'm going to hop in the cannon here. Ah, wow. Okay, that missed completely. Okay, never mind. I thought she was going to throw it. That's fine. I'm waiting for her to attack real quick. I probably could have just gone on the tank. Sorry, the cannon. I keep on saying it's a tank. I think she's gonna run into that one. Yeah, that's good. All right, we're on to phase 2, which is the tanks. Not cannons, it's the tanks. While she's running around trying to kill me, we're gonna wait for Agent 9 to shoot down a tank. It's gonna pop out around here-ish somewhere. Ow. That's fine. I don't let them get hit again. I'm good. There we go. All right, and they need to hit her 3 times here. So every time she hits me, she's gonna try and come up to me. I'm gonna try and not get crushed by her because she's way too thick for me. There we go. And we're moving on to the final phase. So get rid on time. We've got about a minute left here. I'm gonna wait for a good. Wait for a UFO to come down. I'm gonna start using the D-pad now, and only use left and right because this UFO is terrible to control. All right. I'm trying to go into the lava to try and bait her to go back to the middle. There we go. And then I'm gonna try and get another shot on her before she tries to hit me. All right, we've got a couple of hits left. We're nearly done with the run. All right, we've got one more hit left. We're going to go out to the edge. Going to line up this shot nicely. And time! There we go. The Sorceress is dead. And that has been Spyro 3. That's been Spyro 3%. Never mind. She's still alive. Ooh, spooky. I'd like to thank FTLG for having me once again. I've been here a few times. I've hosted before. I've done a bunch of stuff for him. Thanks to everyone in chat for rocking up. There's a bunch of familiar faces. Thank you, Meta, for being such an awesome host. And I'm really excited to see us hit 2.5 grand by the end of tomorrow. So you all have fun, and good luck to everyone else who's running today.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Clockdistrict, for that amazing run. Spyro is always an absolute treat of movement. Coming up next, we have Silent Martyr with Chrono Trigger. Make sure to stick around for that. And then after that, we have me with Alpha Prime. So that'll be cool.
Protect me from you, my thief. It's getting later and it's harder to leave. I'm trying to heal, I'm trying to mend. Someone please come to my defense. Or will you sweeten upon your return? Silly baby, will I ever learn? I come down for you from heaven above. Take me back, I can't get enough. Send a signal from the little rain. The moon is bigger, night will fall soon. And you try to remember, you run it through your mind. It feels like forever since the last time. Hide me underneath your clothes. Let me be your compass rose. Through a storm, I follow wherever you go. I'm breaking all my promises now.